After spending 4 years as a student manager at the University of Iowa, once I got my job at Penn State, I knew that one of the first things I wanted to do was to create an advanced student manager program of our own here at PSU. How can you do this at your university? Whether you're a student looking to get involved or a member of the coaching staff looking for new ways to get an edge, this video is for you. Welcome to Simple Sabermetrics, the brains behind baseball's latest data-driven revolution. If this is your first time here, and you want to learn more about the practical applications of baseball's latest technologies and training techniques, join the movement now by clicking the subscribe button down below. So why should you be thinking about hiring student managers? Well, as a student manager alum, I'd tell you that there are several benefits. And if you're interested in hearing my opinion, I've done an entire video on the value a good student manager team can bring to a program. Links to that below. But to give you an idea, we'll first touch on some of the key points from that video here. The overall goal of every program across the globe is on-field performance, whether that is developing athletes and helping them get to the next level, or competing for championships. What shows up on the field is your gold standard. So how can student managers assist in that? In a ton of ways. They can help assist in data analytics, breaking down any data set you could throw at them. They can help out at practice by throwing BP and hitting fungos. They can help you fill out more in-depth scouting reports than you ever could before, and even assist in any sort of administrative work, such as helping run your camps. Those are just a few examples, but as you can see, there's a ton of work to be done, and hiring more people to assist you with all of those tasks can never be a bad thing. Look at MLB organizations, for example. They have an entire team of individuals working full-time to accomplish many of these similar tasks. So why not try and replicate that at the college level? Many teams out there have an on-field staff taken care of already, and maybe even some help with their video. But there are only a select few teams out there that have teams of student managers that are aiding in their data analytics, in-depth scouting reports, and any sort of administrative tasks. And before we jump into the next section of the video, I want to preface this with a tip for all of you out there either looking to get involved with your collegiate team, or if you're starting a manager program like this of your own. Always begin with the end in mind. This is a piece of advice that comes from the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, but it rings true in this scenario specifically. Make sure you know the value you'd like to gain from having student managers involved with your team, and what value you can then in turn provide the student managers for being a part of the team. What can that look like? Well, let's keep moving. So in my previous video about managers, I breezed through the hiring process pretty quickly, but that's a question I get all the time from people looking to replicate the success that I've seen in these positions. It's not super complicated. But to go through the process that I've found works best for me, it's easiest to explain this by breaking it down into 6 separate steps. Starting with number 1, define beneficial roles. As a member of the coaching staff or an individual looking to volunteer with your university's team, it's important to understand where you can bring more value to the program. Every organization is different. They have different coaching styles, different types of technology available to them, different practice plans. Do an evaluation of where a couple hands on deck could help improve the flow, the process of every area of your team, and see what you can come up with first. That could be in any number of items, such as setting up practice, assisting in drill work, or doing any other on-field work. This is a great place to start if you have nothing. But we're talking about advancing what the term student manager means. So types of advanced work may be helping chart outcomes during practice and games, or even taking the lead on managing all of your team's technology in different ways. Think outside the box, because many teams have already hopped on board by hiring full-time analysts to help assist in decoding the massive amounts of information teams have compiled. Again, it's best to start by defining certain roles that a manager could assist with, and that's different from place to place. Now on to the second item on our list. Create your job descriptions. Now that you've gone through and identified all of the areas you could use assistance in, it's time to write up exactly what you're looking for. This doesn't have to be anything fancy, but as you're bringing on new individuals, it helps to show them exactly what your expectations are the minute they walk through the door. Taking a look at the tasks you put down in the last step, take that a step further by breaking them down into several different roles. For me, I found most of the work that I did as a student manager, and on the flip side, the work that I could rely on student managers for, fell into 4 different categories. Those are on-field, data analysts, video and scouting, and administrative managers. You can then take your tasks and bucket them into 4 roles like these ones, and break down your job descriptions even further. Next, you need to ask yourself a couple of questions. The first being, is any experience necessary to accomplish these tasks? I've found that most of the items I've put on this list are pretty easy to learn at a base level. But if you're breaking up your managers into different jobs, your data analysts are going to need to have some sort of coding or at least Excel background. Your on-field managers would benefit from having some sort of athletic experience by either hitting fungos or throwing BP. But don't set the bar too high. When looking into these categories, I find it's more important to identify people's interests than it is to set so many requirements you may turn away good workers. Lastly, what benefits can you provide the student managers with? Most programs don't have a ton of money to throw into a manager fund, but common benefits include official team gear like shirts and hats or maybe even a glove, or offering a select few the opportunity to travel with the team is also a pretty common one. But the most important thing I took from my time as a student manager was the experience. So if you've lined everything up right, make sure you know that these individuals are volunteering their time to help you. So treat them right and give them the best chance they can have to succeed after leaving your program, just as you would do with any of your players. On to number 3, determine your hiring process. This doesn't have to be a grueling process. For me, it starts with a simple Google form where I collect information such as their resume, their goals for joining the program, and what their aspirations are post-graduation. If you're interested in seeing an example Google form I've done in the past, I'll leave a link down below. Again, the goal of this is to collect information to see what students' interests are, not as much to screen away people. Next, bring them in for a quick interview. Go through their resume and application. Dig deeper on their interests and explain your expectations for the job. One big thing I hit on in each of my interviews is that this role is a large time commitment. Make sure everything is out on the table so the applicant understands what they're getting into, and you understand what kind of person is interested in getting involved with your program. If you've broken down your manager crew into different departments, this is also a great time to gauge the interests of your applicants for each one. Lastly, hire the good ones. 99% of applicants are going to be able to provide some sort of value to the team, so this part should be pretty fun. Each team's needs are different, and so the hiring process may also be different everywhere. So get creative and do what fits best for your program. Now to step 4, spread the word. The king of this is Twitter. I've put out a Google form on our team's official Twitter account and seen great success that way. But if you're looking to get more creative, target different programs on campus. Send out emails to every analytics student if you're looking to hire a data analyst. If your campus has a sports and recreation path, reach out to them for individuals who are looking to get involved with sports after they graduate. If you're at a smaller school, you may benefit from sending out an email blast to the whole university with your form. Every university has people out there that would be interested in getting involved. You just have to find them. Step 5 is to interview and bring on your new student manager team. I touched on my tips for nailing the interview and hiring process, so instead I'll leave you with a tip on how to structure your new team of students. Appointing a head manager is a very useful idea for programs with more than 5 or so managers. They're able to act as a point person for you. They can help provide direction for the rest of the team, but they also may get other benefits such as the privilege to travel with the team or provide a scholarship to this individual. And as an added bonus, that gives the rest of the new student managers something to work towards as they go through the ranks of their college career. Selecting one in the beginning may be as easy as choosing your best worker after a semester, or just appointing your first or oldest hire. But this is a highly recommended tip to help keep your manager team on track. And your last step is to get to work. A student manager's career will be determined by the amount of work they put into it. If they work hard and gain the trust of the coaching staff, they will leave with a better experience than someone who is just interested in getting some free gear. But you can assist in this by creating a proper structure for your team to understand why they're doing what they're doing. This job may not always be the most interesting or even the most rewarding, but as someone who spent 4 years as a student manager, I can tell you that it's a phenomenal opportunity for students who take advantage of it to get involved with some high-level experience at an early age to set them up for a career in baseball post-graduation. So there you have it, my 6 steps to creating an advanced student manager team. But before we end the video, let's talk about the end goal of how putting together a team of students can help your team accomplish bigger and better things. Like I said at the beginning of this video, the end goal of all programs out there is to succeed on the field, and having a staff of individuals to help put their brains together to help you overcome some of your team's challenges can only ever help. Another set of hands at practice can help free you up to give better instruction. A team of data analysts can help you save time cleaning and collecting data so you can spend more time applying that information. It's up to you to create a proper structure to see the results you would like to see in these matters. But a little work up front can go a long way in automating a lot of these processes for the future. Align these manager roles with your own goals and see the benefits of giving these managers the experience of a lifetime within your program. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video and you'd like to see more simple sabermetrics, please subscribe. Click the video on the left for more baseball animations or the video on the right to check out my new vlog. Leave a comment and a like down below to show your support, and I will see you next Wednesday with a new baseball animation.